This is the news at 1 on NTA Channel 5, Abuja. I am from Apanye. Good afternoon and thanks for joining us. Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Mohammed Musa Bello, has visited the Brain Bloom Center in Abuja with the aim to identify with children with special needs and also raising awareness on autism. Onoze Yakubu has details.
Autism, according to experts, is a brain disorder which is relatively unknown to many. The visit by the FCT minister to the Brain Bloom Center in Apu, dedicated to the care of children with special needs, is part of activities marking the Autism Awareness Month. After the tour of the facilities at the center, the minister pledges the administration's support to the center in order to improve the well-being of persons with autism and other neurological disorders, to enable them live a normal life.
One thing I want to encourage you is don't lose hope. Let's just keep on pushing. Many of the public buildings now we are trying to retrofit them because it's a law actually, so that they take care of people with disabilities and other special needs. With respect to the train stations, I know that the ones under the FCT administration, we have plans to install lifts in all of them.
Founder of the Brain Bloom Center, Rahanatu Yusuf, appeals for the acceptability of autistic persons to build an inclusive world that will protect the rights of all children.
I'm an engineer by profession, but I'm a special education teacher by passion. How I got into special education, my last son, my third born, he had some developmental delays. He didn't speak on time, he didn't crawl on time. He basically had a slow start, but fortunately at that time we were living in the UK, so they picked it up. So I think there's really need for us to redefine the way we see autism, redefine the way the doctors treat it as an illness, and redefine the way the society sees it as a curse or something bad.
The Autism Awareness Month is observed annually from the 1st to 30th of April globally. Onoze Yakubu, NTA News.
Now, the Federal Capital Territory Administration has commenced removal of illegal structures in Gwarimpa district of Abuja. Onoze Yakubu reports that the houses demolished are illegally converted from shops to residential buildings, as well as others blocking waterways.
Director Development Control Department Mukhtar Galadima explains the rationale behind the exercise, noting that 1 month notice was served on the defaulters before the exercise.
This place, as you are seeing, these are not houses. They are supposed to be what they call corner shop. Okay. So they are not houses. They are just shops. But people have converted them to residential abode. Okay. And we have over 400 shops in this place that have been converted to residential houses.
The Senior Special Assistant on Monitoring, Inspection and Enforcement to the FCT Minister, Iharu Atta, however, expressed worry at the rate of illegality being perpetrated by the people.
This area of Gwarimpa Housing Estate prone to massive flood. You could see what the machine is doing. You could just see the water bed here. They've pushed the stream to a point that in the advent of a massive rain in Gwarimpa, this is a disaster waiting to happen. Very, very sad here. People decided to build on a floodplain. Somehow, some say they're arguing of 15 meters, 20 meters, but they built to a point of 0 meter, minus 3 meter. They built into the street, and thereby conscripting the waterway. And when water comes, disaster comes, they say government is not serious. And that's why we are removing everything.
Meanwhile, the FCT administration, through the FCT Emergency Management Agency, FEMA, and other relevant agencies, have continued to give warnings over impending flooding, especially to those who build on flood-prone areas. Onoze Yakubu, NTA News.
And on security, the FCT Police Command has commenced a special operation to clear out the territory's boundaries of remnants of bandits and kidnappers in the forest, and as well to reinforce confidence across the affected areas. Our correspondent Onotu Yakubu tracked the exercise and now brings us the report.
It is an all-out offensive and crusade with the intent to take the war to the camps of the enemies. In their ranks are a significant number of hunters and members of Vigilante Group of Nigeria expected to bring their knowledge of the hilly and treacherous terrain to bear in executing the task. The operatives will travel several kilometers off course northeast of Yangoji and Chukuku on the motorable parts of the forest, and then, for more than 5 hours, embark on foot patrol up the mountains.
This means the security agency, we are gathering our momentum. We are strategizing, we are focusing in our determination to flush bandits and banditry out of FCT. This operation just show our affirmation, the commitment to flush them out of FCT. I think.
Deputy Commissioner of Police Bennett Igwe is commanding the operation. While addressing the team before takeoff, he assured that the command's management and the FCT administration expect so much from them to bring balance to the security architecture of the nation's capital, just as he announced that the force headquarters will deploy a helicopter to support the parade for area surveillance.
The Commissioner of Police FCT CP Baba Sunday have given us a marching instruction and a marching order that all these camps, anywhere they are, within the boundaries of FCT, whether it is in another state, like the one in Yangoji, we are in Nasrawa. We went through their camp in Nasrawa. This one here, we have gone far. We have destroyed 2 of their camps. God on our side. Anywhere we see them, we clear them. Anywhere we see their camp, we finish the camp up. We are not going to relent. God is on our side. We have everything to do to fight this war.
For CP Babaji Sunday's men, this war to secure the nation's capital is a must-win and a goal they are totally committed to. Onotu Yakubu, NTA News.
Now on environmental matters. The Nigerian Hunter and Forest Security Services has expressed readiness to combat crimes in the forest and communities with a view to bring peace in the minds of people. Chidima Anson Agomo reports that members of the organization embarked on an aggressive road walks on awareness.
The roadwork that took the members, mostly youth full of life and energy, from Galadmawa to National Assembly, was also to appreciate House of Assembly members for passing their bill into law. Commander General, Nigerian Hunter and Forest Security Services, Joshua Satimehe, noted that Nigerian Hunter Forest Security Services has been supporting government in curtailing activities of criminals in the forest. He appealed to President Muhammadu Buhari to kindly assent their bill into law to encourage their members to do more in protecting lives and property.
Will agree with me that our forests have been porous, has become a safe haven for the bandits, for the hoodlums to perpetrate their evil. That is why we are appreciating today. You can see our men, and this rally is going across the 36 states of the country. We are appreciating Mr. President in anticipation of his assent, because I believe
of his assent of bill, you just mentioned it.
The assent to the bill for the bill to become a law in the nearest future.
FCT Commander, Nigerian Hunter and Forest Security Services, Simon Rain Joseph, says they will continue to work in synergy with other security agencies to bring lasting peace in the minds of people, adding that the security outfit has recorded tremendous feats in fighting insecurity in the forest.
Gallant men on ground that will secure our forest, and nobody need to be afraid any longer, because by the grace of God we shall take over what belongs to us.
We here have already taken it upon ourselves to secure our communities, our localities, so every other Nigerian should not fall back at home or sit back.
There's no other person that owns the forest better than the hunters. We know the hunters better than any other person. So today, to say our hunter now is for bandits, for kidnappers, is unacceptable to the Nigerian women.
Chidima Ansi Agomo, NTA News.
Now, International Mother Earth Day provides an opportunity to raise global public awareness of the challenges to the well-being of the planet and the life it supports. Asabe Tenimo Williams in this report takes a look at the milestone on the earth and life.
International Mother Earth Day, also known as Earth Day, is observed on 22nd April annually. People across the globe celebrate the occasion and come together to raise awareness about environmental protection and acknowledge the global climate crisis, which is getting worse by the day. Historically, it was first observed in the year 1970. The day aims to highlight the growing concerns of overpopulation, pollution, among others. This year, the theme for the International Mother Earth Day is Invest in Our Planet, which the UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres and others describe as crucial to climate change.
We have seen what is possible when we act as one. We have shrunk the ozone hole. We have expanded protection for wildlife and ecosystems. We have ended the use of leaded fuel, preventing millions of premature deaths. And just last month, we launched a landmark global effort to prevent and end plastic pollution. We have proven that together we can tackle monumental challenges.
So we, as a society and as a world at large, we need to collaborate and advance our efforts towards creating awareness in our individual societies and also collaboratively advance actions that will be geared towards mitigating the adverse effects of climate change or global warming, as the term may be.
Earth Day is not just about one day, one activist, or one organization. As citizens of the world, analysts agree that it is every person's responsibility to nurture and preserve the bountiful gifts of nature, her resources, the environment, and the atmosphere. It involves celebrating home planet and taking steps towards caring and tending to her needs and well-being. In Abuja, Asabe Williams, NTA News.
Time to discuss International Mother Earth Day, and with me in the studio is Mr. David Michael Tewanga, an environmentalist, a climate leader, and executive director of Global Initiative for Food Security and Ecosystem Preservation in Nigeria, and African Regional Coordinator. Thanks for joining us on the news.
Thank you for having me, and happy World Earth Day.
Thank you very much. Sir, you have just watched the backgrounder on International Mother Earth Day. Can you tell us why International Earth Day is important?
The International Earth Day is very important. Without the Earth, we wouldn't be here. As a matter of fact, every day should be World Earth Day because of the services that the Earth provides for us.
Right.
The air we breathe, the water we take, the food we eat, which comes from the soil. All these services are crucial to the existence of man, humanity, and life on Earth.
Right.
And that is why it is crucial to celebrate the Earth every day, but especially on this day.
Okay.
Yes.
Can you tell us, how do we invest in our planet considering this? Yes, so far.
If you have a business and you are eating from the capital, you keep eating and you are not investing, what will happen? It will definitely, fail.
Sure.
So this is what we've been doing to the earth since creation. We've been taking from the earth, we've been taking, and we are not reinvesting in the earth.
Okay.
And this is the crucial issue. So we need to invest in the environment. We need to invest in the earth. What do we mean? Increase budgetary provisions for environmental issues.
Okay.
I mean, if you check out the national budget, I'm sure the Ministry of Environment and all those related ministries fall short behind.
True.
And of course, with the security issues, we know that the defense budget is the one that is top there. But you also know that the cause of some of the issues we're having in the country are all related to the environment. So you need that budget to go high. We need to invest in research to find ways through which we can better conserve and use the environment. We need to invest in human capital. I mean, in universities, create those courses that will make the youth to think out of the box, be innovative, to create those indigenous, those items, those technology that help to conserve and protect our environment. We also need to create awareness. And in this case, we need to invest in women and girls. Why do I say women and girls? They are very connected with nature, especially the ones in the rural communities.
Okay.
They depend on firewood for their energy. They depend on water from the stream for their domestic use. I mean, all of these are what? Everything is related to the environment. So if you empower the rural community, especially the women and girls, they will rather help protect the environment. And of course, awareness creation should not just end in communities alone. We're talking about nationally. I mean, you just showed on the news here, the environment will be healthy enough to give back to us.
Right. So just before we go, can you tell us how these actions is affecting the future of our planet? What are the immediate and the long-term consequences?
So number one, globally, everyone is aware of climate change. It is our actions and inactions that have led to climate change, which is affecting the entire world. Diversity.
All right. Thank you much, sir, for coming on the news with us. Speaking with Mr. David Michael Tewanga, an environmentalist, a climate leader, and executive director of Global Initiative for Food Security and Ecosystem Preservation in Nigeria and African Regional Coordinator.
5 Abuja. We are everywhere in the Federal Capital Territory and beyond. From Amak.
Capital Territory has been allocated 1,537 seats for the 2022 Hajj exercise by the National Hajj Commission for Nigeria, NACON. Director FCT Muslim Pilgrims Welfare Board, Malam Muhammad Nasiru Malam, disclosed this while briefing top management staff of the board after a meeting with NACOM and chief executives of state Muslim Pilgrims Welfare Boards, commissions and agencies. Malam Muhammad Nasiru Malam advised those who made deposit in respect of the Hajj to top up and ensure it reaches 2.5 million naira, which is the new projection for this year. He further advised those who registered with the board to raise their deposit via a bank draft to the officials of the board across the 6 area council secretariats of the territory and headquarters where they made their initial deposits. The director hinted that the board and other officials will soon travel to Saudi Arabia to finalize arrangements on accommodation, feeding and transportation, as well as other services with relevant service providers to conclude the component of Hajj Fair for the 2022 Hajj exercise. He announced the takeoff of the second phase of education and orientation exercise slated for Saturday 7th and Sunday 8th of May, which is immediately after the Eid Fitr festivity. And on business, the Organization of Petroleum Exporting Countries says the International Monetary Fund's steering committee surge in oil prices is largely due to the Ukraine crisis. This, key players believe, signals that the oil producer group may not take further action and supply. A statement to the International Monetary and Financial Committee by OPEC says the price of global benchmark Brent crude had averaged near $98 a barrel in the first quarter. This is up about $18 from the last 3 months of 2022. OPEC says oil prices had been in the rise, particularly in March this year, due to the escalating geopolitical tensions in Eastern Europe, and there are concerns this might result in large oil supply shortages amid trade dislocations. On business news, let's join Ifeanyi Ezumba.
Hello, thank you for joining us on Business News. I am Ifeanyi Ezumba. The International Monetary Fund, IMF, has raised Nigeria's 2022 economic growth forecast from 2.7% it previously estimated to 3.4%. The fund has revised upward its growth forecast for the Nigerian economy in 2022 by 0.3% to 2.6% compared to its earlier projection in its April 2021 edition, while it retained its growth forecast for the 2021. The IMF stated this in the latest World Economic Outlook released on Tuesday at the ongoing hybrid spring meeting in collaboration with the World Bank in Washington, D.C. Naira touched a 3-month low Wednesday, falling 0.3% against the US dollar at the official market. At the parallel market in Abuja, dealers exchanged the Naira at 583 Naira and sold at 585 to a dollar on Wednesday. Rosemary Bilal tells us more.
The currency closed at 418.33 to a dollar on the second day of business following the Easter break. This represents a 1.33 decline from 417.00 in the exchange in the previous section on Tuesday. It is the weakest rate the Naira exchange officially with the dollar in the past 3 months. Its lowest was on January 5th when it closed at 422.67 to a dollar. Within the past 3 months, the local unit has been hovering with the range of 416.00 to 417.00, an above mark amidst fluctuating forex supply and market sentiment. The Naira, which opened trending at 418.25%, reached an intraday high of 410.00 and a low of 444.00 before closing at 418.33 on Wednesday. Foreign exchange turnover dipped slightly by 2.90% with $151.07 million recorded at forex turnover at the close of business on Wednesday against $155.44 million posted on Tuesday. At the parallel market in Abuja, dealers exchanged the Naira at 583.00 and sold at 585.00 to a dollar on Wednesday. Rosemary Bilal reporting for Business News.
Smartphone shipment across the various markets fell by 11% in Q1, owing to an unsettling business environment, fueled by spikes in COVID-19, vendor uncertainty due to the Russia-Ukraine war, from lockdown in China and rising inflation around the world. Rosemary Bilal again reports.
The impact of the challenge being felt across the globe, with inflation settling for refurbished or used mobile devices, especially smartphones, which has significant drop in the purchase of new phones since the last 2 years. It is said that the drop at about 65% in the last 2 years of the COVID-19 has had a huge impact. The market trend shows that people who phones has drastically reduced. Before now, consumers normally would change their phones at least twice a year, of which consumers now want more affordable phones. Rosemary Bilal reporting for Business News.
Up next is Sports Brief. Thanks for watching.
And on sports, coaches have been warned against corrupt practices at the MTN Nigeria Professional Football League LA La Liga Under-15 tournament as Serena Williams and Lewis Hamilton joined the bid to buy English football club Chelsea FC. Details with Wayne Dogo on Sports Brief.
Nigerian Football Federation has warned coaches of corrupt practices at the MTN Nigerian Professional Football League La Liga Under-15 tournament to be held at Remo Stadium, Ikenne, Ogun State. The Vice President of the NFF, Seyi Akinwumi, has urged coaches to be above board and avoid corrupt practices at the 2022 edition of the Under-15 Youth Tournament. Speaking at the press conference, he said he would personally go after any coach who is involved in sharp practices to aid his team. Seven-time Formula One champion Lewis Hamilton and tennis superstar Serena Williams may soon be proud owners of Premier League side Chelsea FC. The two sporting legends have reportedly joined a consortium that is putting together a bid to take over the club from the Russian owner, Roman Abramovich. Abramovich was among the individuals whose UK assets were frozen. UK Parliament agreed to let the Russians sell the club in order to allow it to continue to operate under the ownership of a new management. With Sports Brief, Wayne Dogu, NTA News.
And that's the news. Thanks for watching. Stay safe and be vigilant. I am from Apanye.